Welcome everyone to a conversation over drinks. I'm Coach Wolverine, and my partner here is Coach Kelowna.
As always, on time.
Wow, it happens. So, I wanted to ask you this question today. What does it mean to you to step out of the matrix?
To me, as far as I think just expectations, like the scripted, this is what we're supposed to do, this is how we're supposed to do it. And I think that's the biggest thing, is carving your own direction. I think if you were to ask me like what it means to step out, that would be what it is to me.
Okay. So for a person that would be afraid to step on, go in their own direction, what do you feel that the root of that would be? What would stop somebody and hold them back from doing said thing?
If they don't know, like, if they don't stand on solid ground, I guess, would be the biggest thing. Like, if you don't know who you are, or the direction you want to go, or as we've discussed before, like your why, your purpose, your identity, those types of things. If you don't know that, or you're not happy with it, or confident in it, then it's going to be really hard for you to break out from the wanting to be like accepted as part of the masses, I guess.
Gotcha. So kind of basically like stepping into vulnerability, right?
Yeah, being willing to go through some shit to
right.
Stuff, basically.
So I was playing with this thought, and for basically, for those of you who are wondering what the hell the matrix is that we're referring to, I call the matrix like the status quo of society, the perceived expectation that we hold, or sorry, the perceived expectation that we believe society has on us. And so I've been doing a lot of reading and researching in and around the ego. And essentially, to me, that's what it seems like it has a huge root in. The fact is that we have so many aspects of our ego that we're afraid to explore and step into that vulnerability to explore it, that it's just easy to just be like, well, this is what Tom, Dick, and Harry are doing, so I might as well do the same thing, right? It's, right, because we are not programmed to do something different. We are programmed to be uniform. We're programmed to be all the same.
Do you mind if I just kind of touch on that for a sec?
Go for it.
I think so. We're in a profession where we talk about programs or procedures, or like, especially me with the workout stuff and athletes and stuff, like there is a program and we give them a program, and this program follows a certain XYZ. But we said it before, like the results that you get from that are exclusive to the effort of the individual. So it's that individuality, that ability to give it your personal, like, best, your all, your everything. It's not the program. It's not the road you're walking on, right? Like it's exclusively like, do you bring the you factor to it? And like you said, to go outside of it is to really go up, like to stand ahead, to be in front of everybody else. You're no longer with the pack. So you don't want to be part of the medium. You've got to set yourself apart, and that's going to be uncomfortable on the front end, right? Because we all know, like, as soon as you start stepping out or doing too much or doing this or doing that, you're going to start catching flack from people that love being in that mass.
So what do you feel the reason is that people are afraid to be themselves?
Because it's, well, like you nailed it before, right? It's uncomfortable, right? If you sit and you do the norm, you settle into a routine, and you may not like it. A lot of people don't even like the routine they're in. They would just rather do something they don't like than try and change and give it like their personal all, which I think people are just afraid to fail, right?
Loaded with justifications. The yeah buts. So then touching on failure, where do you think in our lives it first started that we were led to believe that it was not okay to fail? Where do you think this programming first began?
I mean, if you want to look at structures like schooling, right? Like you either pass or fail. You pass or fail, you pass or fail. And then it becomes like, I know for me, like later in college, it was like, oh, what was the class average? Did I do better than the class average, or am I right on average? So all of that, like I think we've just been programmed to be a part of that system where we're constantly comparing to everybody around us. And I mean, we're a part of that generation where school was very, very, very much systematic, and it's starting to slowly seep into other avenues, but we're not sure how to do it.
You touched on it. So how you sum that up right there, it's all systematic, which is the matrix in its entirety. Is we've been plugged into this systematic system of expectations to essentially fail, to be kept little, to not be ourselves. Like one of my favorite ones is prescription of ADHD meds, right? They're prescribed to tone us down, keep us focused. Whereas it's been proven where human society as a people would not be where we are today if we didn't have people who were questioning, what's that over there? How does this work? Right? The people that have that mentality are the ones that want to move forward just purely out of curiosity. But then in the school systems, right, that's dumbed down.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting. I just find it interesting that there's so many different facets that program us to keep us unified. Go to university. How many university courses actually have a solid profession at the end of the course load?
No, and I think I've got a pretty not like neutral stance on the education at all, but the biggest thing becomes it's the individuality of the person that creates the opportunity that comes out of it, right? Like, I mean, I went to business school, and there's people that I went to school with that are absolutely killing it in the business of their choice. But the crazy thing is every single one of them, if I was to go back and talk to them in school, most of them knew already where they wanted to go. So they were doing this with a purpose to add their own personal thing, not just like, I'm going to go to school and then just like, bang, I am a pro. It was, they all had their own piece to the puzzle, right? They all have, and I think that's going to be the lying piece of this. The matrix is being like yourself and being the best version of yourself, not the best version of what everyone else thinks that you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that you use business school as an example, because you are actually one of the only people that I know that went to school for business that are actually doing something in business for yourself. I'd say 95% of people that I know that went to business school are building somebody else's dream, not their own.
Yeah, and those are like, obviously I know a lot of them too being in school, and those are the ones that I would look at, they got all the education, they have all the knowledge, they just haven't found, I'm not going to say that they're never going to or anything, but they haven't found their avenue and the thing they're passionate about to like give up some other stuff. It's not like for me or you, like with our experiences and our educations, if we were to just be like, yeah, I want to go find a job, like we have those things, we just simply don't want to.
Mm-hmm. Well, so for these individuals, could you say that even though they're equipped with the knowledge to do so, that they're just afraid to step out on their own? They're afraid to step out of the matrix?
I would say right now, like a lot of them probably are, and some of them just haven't found the thing that's going to push them over the edge. I think a lot of us, we, as much as it is like we're afraid to, we just stop looking. Right? So we're not curious, as you said. If we're not curious enough to take on new things, look into new things, experience new things, how are we supposed to ever find the thing that we're passionate about unless we happen to stumble in a hole and it's like, oh, I love this hole, like, here we go. So, like, and like, I'm always like, I look at people that are like that. They found a job when they were 12 and they just have done it forever because they love it. That's normal, right? But not all of us are fortunate to do that. And some of us are going to find our passion in our, like, long way from now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely no timeline because it seems to be that, you know, everyone jumps out of the matrix at their own accord if they decide to ever jump out of the matrix. Um, However, I'm cold. I can't feel my toesies anymore.
Just the constant water on the back of the neck has me just bouncing around. We were just out in the field doing one of my boot camp workouts, so just standing in the sun, having fun, and then come home and jump right into this is quite different.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, like, this is one of those topics I know I've spent quite a bit of time chatting on it. But this is your thing. We've had similar conversations to the side of it, and then you've got some exciting stuff coming up around the week as well. So.
Yes, actually, I'm hosting a workshop here at Solaronzo Spa next Friday for anybody that is interested in buying ticks. You'll see that in my story on Instagram over the next, well, week. So yeah, if you're interested, hit the link, buy up some tickets, support local. It is a great little space because it's got character. It's like a one-of-a-kind style business. They got alcohol, they got baked goods, they got coffee. They got everything that you could want to do here. So, I mean, it's a win-win situation all around. Plus, you get to listen to me talk for an hour. I mean, who doesn't love the sound of my voice? All right, my man. Well, I got nothing more to add on this subject for today. So, for all of you watching, thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, all of the above. Any of it is help.
Absolutely. These are posted, all these things are posted on YouTube as well. We just like to kind of get engaged, start grabbing some people. I know some people are going to scroll past it and be like, hey, why are these two dudes in a shower in a bathtub just talking about, like, well, because it's a little uncomfortable for starters to be on camera when I'm in a shower. I'm not even going to lie to you. And then we talk about some uncomfortable stuff. So that's the whole theme, the whole thing. If you've never had a kombucha that's gone bad, it's disgusting. So, yeah.
I got tea. Mine was tasty today.
No, mine was extra fizzy, like all bubbles. I've never had like a kombucha that's like bad. It's like mini bubbles.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
But, other than that, we will post everything up, and we hope to see you guys and chat with you guys more soon.
All right. Cheers.
Everyone.